From babies being buried at the Sun River site to, a mummified fetus, we take a look at top 10 of bizarre baby burials. Number 10. Yes, we know Sun River remains. Or do we know about the secrets? Well, in 2010, archaeologists unearthed the charred remains of a 3-year-old around Alaska's upward to charred the charred baby was at Sun River site. The child had remained cremated in a cooking pit and interred in a shallow grave before the family moved on. The burial was dated to around 11,500 years ago. While examining the site, archaeologists unearthed more dead babies. Now they believe the oldest human remains ever found in northern North America to be a late-term fetus. The fetus was buried together with an infant who was probably under 20 weeks old. Number 9. Yep, the bishop's hidden companion. So, Bishop Peter Winstrup's mummified remains rested quietly for 350 years at the Cathedral Crypt in Lund, Sweden. He is considered one of the best preserved 17th century European corpses. A recent CT scan of his remains and coffin hoped to turn up insights into 17th century Swedish life. Instead, it revealed the body of a fetus tucked under his feet. The little corpse had been born several months premature. The coffin has been opened several times before. Photos taken nearly a century ago attest to the remarkable state of preservation. However, previous investigations missed the baby, which is buried under herbs filling the coffin. DNA testing needs to be conducted to establish whether the bishop and the baby are related. It's also possible that someone might have taken advantage of the bishop's coffin to give the child a proper Christian burial. At the time, illegitimate children were doomed to unconsecrated ground. Number 8. The bathhouse baby burial. At the ancient Roman seaport of Ashkelon in Israel, archaeologists made a grisly discovery. The sewers below an ancient bathhouse contained mounds of small bones. Initially believed to have belonged to chickens, the remains belonged to Roman-era children, with over 100 individuals represented, as this is the largest cache of baby bones ever discovered. There's no sign of disease. Investigators revealed the babies died perfectly healthy. At Roman times, infanticide is considered birth control, not a crime. Exposure was a common baby killing technique. Mothers let infants outside where they would either be adopted or left to their fate. Just die. Exposure traces its birth to Rome. Well, around the time when Rome was around. Abandoned by their mother, city founders Romulus and Remus founded Salvation when a she-wolf adopted them, according to the legend. Number 7. Tuam's secret grave. Historian Catherine Corless made a gruesome find outside Tuam in Ireland. She discovered the remains of 796 babies in a disused sewage tank. The infants died in the care of nuns who ran home from unmarried mothers between 1925 and 1961. Operational since 1937, the septic system was in use when the college burial practices started. The babies died of the measles, tuberculosis, and also pneumonia. There's no evidence of violent ends. The Bonscore sisters ran the home. Research revealed that 20 babies died each year in their care. With 200 mothers attended per year, this amounts to an enormously high mortality rate. Most were under a year old at the time of death. The youngest was just 3 weeks old. 2 boys stumbled upon the tank brimming with bones in 1972, and local people knew about the burial site. Yet, it remained a secret to the outside world for 40 years straight. Number 6. German Mesolithic Cemetery. Excavations in 2013 and 2014 revealed the earliest known cemetery in Northern Europe. Dating back about 8,500 years ago, the find was remarkable because Mesolithic hunter-gatherers were thought to be buried their dead on the move. Of the 9 bodies discovered, 5 were children under the age of 6. A 6-month-old baby was the youngest skeleton ever found in Germany. A 600-pound slab covered the remains. The bones and the surrounding soil were stained red with ochre. Located 50 miles north of Berlin, the site was a dedicated burial location. The hilltop soil, hard and filled with rocks, made digging graves a challenge. The lack of water made this a poor settlement. One of the most bizarre discoveries ever was a man buried standing up. Dated 1,000 years ago after the infant, the man was buried up to his knees. His upper body decayed and fell into the grave before being buried alive. Number 5. Baby grave trees. Indonesia's Toraja people are known for their unique funeral rituals. The most famous of these is the cleaning of the corpses, when they exhume, clean, and parade around dead relatives, often in extreme states of decay. There are unique Toraja burial rituals regarding babies as well. According to tradition, if an infant dies before teething, they must be buried on a baby grave tree. Yeah. Parents carved a hole in a tree trunk and secured the baby inside. Palm fiber mats are placed over the holes. As the tree grows, however, it absorbs the infant's corpse. Toraja belief holds that so long as the tree remains alive, so do the babies inside. In the 1920s, this unique funeral practice began to wane with the rise of Torajan Christianity. However, there are still baby grave trees in South Sulawesi. They're no longer in use, but are kept as a reminder of ancient traditions. Number 4. Athenian well burial. Yeah. In the 1930s, archaeologists began to excavate the agora, also known as a marketplace, of ancient Athens. In a well carved into the bedrock, they made a grisly discovery: hundreds and hundreds of baby skeletons. The remains of 450 infants are mixed with bones from 150 canines. The bones were dated between 165 BC and 150 BC. Some assume that these infants had died from plague or fell victim to mass infanticide. Neither of these true things were actually true. Well, or proved true, I should say. Investigations revealed that the babies died of natural causes, which is very common back then. As many as 1/3 have bacterial meningitis caused by a cutting of the umbilical cord with a non-sterile blade. This disease is still common in the developing world, however. Because bronze scraps from a nearby metal shop found in the grave have strong antibacterial properties, it may explain the incredible preservation of the remains. One infant shows multiple fractures with various degrees of healing. This 18-month-old is an oldest known victim of child battery. Number 3. Mummified fetus. In 1907, archaeologists at Giza discovered a tiny cedar coffin. For decades, they believed it contained organs removed during mummification. Or mummification. Man, I just can't say it. However, a recent CT scan by Cambridge University revealed very different contents. A fetus. Dated from between 664 BC and 525 BC, the fetus is the youngest ever discovered. Experts believe it was only 18 weeks old at death. The child likely died in a miscarriage. There are no physical abnormalities that would have prevented the baby from being carried to term. The gender, however, is unknown. The care taken with the infants remains shed light on Egyptian conception of death and the value they place on life. Although severely deteriorated, The coffin bears evidence of painstaking miniature carvings. The fetus was carefully wrapped and sealed with malted resin. Now, Tutankhamun's tomb contained the remains of two premature babies. Experts theorize that these mummies might have been King Tut's twin daughters. Wow. Number 2. Sorority Slayer. Now, this is just recently. Emily Weaver, aged 21, was sentenced to life in prison for murdering a newborn baby at Delta Gamma Theta House in Ohio's Muskingum University. She allegedly drank some alcohol, smoked marijuana, played contact sports, and even popped labor-inducing pills in an attempt to abort the pregnancy. Wow, bad lady. However, on the 25th of April in 2011, she gave birth to a baby girl on the toilet of the house's half bath. She put the newborn and the placenta in a trash bag and threw them away. Wow. The baby then suffocated to death. A housemaid claimed to hear cries in the morning. She thought it was a dying cat. The horrific state of the bathroom drew the attention of the sorority house manager, who aptly described it as a murder scene. Rumors regarding Weaver's recent weight gain and abnormal behavior prompted sorority sisters to search the trash bins. They discovered a heavy black bag. When they cut it open, out tumbled a baby's foot. Simple. Number 1. Hamelin Horrors. In 1912, archaeologists discovered the remains of 97 infants at a Roman-era site in Hamelin, England. Estimated to be around 1,800 years old, these skeletons were barely referenced in reports for decades. 35 of the most complete specimens were housed in boxes intended for cigarettes and shotgun shells. At some point in their storage, the baby bones disappeared, piqued researchers' interest. The remains later re-emerged in Buckinghamshire County Museum's archive. Unlike most child burials, these baby bones have a very narrow window of death, usually weeks or even days after birth. This suggests infanticide. But why? Roman Hamelin was wealthy back then, and had all the material means to support the children. Furthermore, there were no known illnesses affected newborn babies in the region back then. The most popular theory is that they were the unwanted children of brothel workers in the area. Yep, working children to death. Anyway, what do you think about this, guys? Let us know in the comment section down below what top 10 we should do next, and see you guys next time.